All right, guys, we got some more sickos playing with children. Don't understand it. Hope I never understand it. And I hope they get locked up for life. Let's check out the clip.
They hate you. You're gonna die. I don't want to do this.
Reporting from Tampa Bay, Florida. Look at these two monsters right here. It's shameful what these individuals did. They lured a 16-year-old girl from St. Pete, Florida out of her home from the internet and killed her. A 16-year-old girl was murdered, Miranda Corsette. And we're going to talk about these two monsters here. Two habitual criminals that have been in and out of prison and jail for the last 2 decades. These two monsters literally lured this little girl off the internet, and she went to their home, and they did very bad things to this individual and then dismembered her body and put her body in a dumpster, according to police. What in the world is going on here in the Tampa Bay with these two monsters doing this to this innocent child? I'm going to share some information with you and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
Miranda Corsette, the missing juvenile went missing on February the 24th. I am going to outline the timeline for you, but I want to remind you that this is an ongoing investigation. So as law enforcement continue to investigation, things could change at any moment. So here's the timeline how it first started. So yesterday afternoon, we had a witness that came in that said she wanted to provide us information on the missing juvenile from Gulfport. Based on the tips and investigation by the detective, we believe that 16-year-old Miranda Corsette was contacted by 35-year-old Stephen Gress on a social media app. And I'm going to stop there for one moment and just want to remind all the parents out there, please, I'm begging you, please, make sure you know what your kids are doing on social media.
Exactly.
And to the kids also, if someone is contacting you and are not a family member, please let your parents know. So again, we're talking about a 16-year-old that was contacted by a 35-year-old. On February the 14th, we know that Mr. Gress went to Miranda's home, picked her up, took her to his house, which is located at 2708 27th Avenue North. He took her to the house. She spent the day there. We know he took her back on the 24th. On the 15th of February, we know she went back to the house on her own. Now, on the 20th at the house, there was some type of dispute over some missing jewelry. So from the 20th through the 24th, she was beaten and tortured because they could not find this piece of jewelry. We know that sometime there, she was then killed. Mr. Gress placed her body in his car along with his domestic partner, Michelle Brandes, and they drove her to Largo. In Largo, the detectives found evidence that Miranda was dismembered at that location.
Christ.
They then placed her in a car and they drove her down to Ruskin where they dumped her into a dumpster. And her body is somewhere, possibly in a landfill somewhere in that county. Yesterday, we realized that Mr. Gress was already in custody for pointing a harpoon at his domestic partner and possession of drugs. He is still in county jail as we speak today. We are now looking for Michelle Brandes. The picture's to my left and to your right. Michelle, if you're out there, we're trying to tell you to turn yourself in because we will find you sooner or later. And if anybody out there is trying to help Michelle, if we can, we will charge you with the charges we can charge you with.
Good.
As of this point, Mr. Gress is being charged with kidnapping Miranda, and this is an active investigation. More charges are soon to follow. I want to thank the following agencies for helping us out: Gulfport, Largo, and Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, our state and federal partners. Again, this is a horrific crime. We are still investigating it. We want to ensure that we bring justice to Miranda. The investigators are looking at every piece of evidence that we can find. And again, I want to say we want to hold all responsible parties accountable. So with that, I'll open up for any questions. Both of her parents are deceased, and her grandmother at this time is not ready to talk to anyone.
Can you talk a little bit about the discrepancy between her leaving on the 14th and then reporting missing on the 24th at the 10-day time window? Do we know who reported her missing and why that might not have come earlier?
Sure, I'll ask the chief.
Hi there, I'm Commander Mary Fair, and I'm currently the acting chief of police for Gulfport. We are very familiar with Miranda. We know that she is a frequent runaway, and she has a history of mental health issues as well as drug abuse. The grandmother is her primary caregiver at this time, and she said that she normally comes home, so she doesn't report her missing every time she leaves. She just didn't come back in a timely manner this time.
Understandable.
Was it her grandmother that reported her missing then?
It was.
And any affiliation with local schools noticing that she was absent for 10 days?
No, Miranda is actually homeschooled.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Any work began to kind of Michelle to maybe watching this not crime?
Yeah, we do want to talk to her because, again, she was present when they moved Miranda around, and we want to talk to her. And again, either she can come in and talk to us, or we will find her. So again, like you're saying, Michelle, if you're listening, or your friends, find your way to the police department and to her friends that think they're helping her. If we can make charges, we will make charges.
Good.
We have witnesses that says she was there. We have witnesses that said that they saw her along with the defendant, with the body being placed in the car. That is Michelle's mother's home. We're going to do everything possible to bring Miranda home.
Sick.
Again, we know the body was placed into a dumpster, but we got to try to figure out which landfill did that dumpster go to.
Can you talk about what lured Miranda to this home, offering her something to live with them? What was the nature of that relationship?
So the social media page they were on was a dating app. So we're assuming that they must have met on a date. She went there on the 14th. And then again, like I said, she came back around on the 15th.
Do you plan to file any additional charges against either of them related to sexual contact with a minor?
We're going to put every possible charge on everyone that was involved in this. And that's why, again, the defendant's already in jail on another charge. And again, I would reiterate to Michelle, come in. Anything else?
Stephen Gress and Michelle Brandes going to be spending the rest of their life in prison. This is disgusting, and as a Floridian, this doesn't represent Florida in general. Tampa Bay area is beautiful, filled with water and palm trees. Be mindful of your children out there, ladies and gentlemen, because monitor what they're what they're doing on the internet, who they're speaking to, because you don't want your child in the hands of these two monsters right here. We'll follow the case. Unfortunately, the body of Miranda has not been found.
They hate you. You're gonna die.